Welcome into another Patriots Hub free agency reaction video. Alex, Barth, Matt Dolloff, 98.5, thesportshub.com. Back here with another defensive signing.
Here we go.
By the Patriots on the defensive line.
Beefs, as Joe Murray would say about this guy.
Yes. Khyiris Tonga, defensive tackle. Should we just get right to the headline? 6'4", 338 pounds, big fella in the middle of the defense. When we reacted to Milton Williams earlier, we talked about, well, him, Christian Barmore, they're good, they're athletic, they're aggressive, but they do need somebody who can come in and stop the run.
Yeah.
Here you go. This is a guy, he's not going to do much more than that, but he's going to come in the middle of that defense and be an anchor, essentially, I think, replacing Devon Godshaw on a one-year, what's reported as a one-year, $2.7 million contract.
Yeah, definitely the Devon Godshaw replacement. He's your nose tackle for this year. It's a one-year deal.
Yeah.
Look, Milton Williams, for all that money, I expect him to play a lot more than just third downs. Like, I expect him to make some plays against the run, but he's not a nose tackle by any means. He's a little smaller on the defensive tackle side. So they definitely needed someone with more size on those early downs to just park in the middle, sort of eat up space, take up blockers, and then free things up for the other guys to maybe make some plays and get into the backfield, maybe get some tackles for loss that way. And so, yeah, they needed a nose tackle, and Tonga certainly fits the bill there, I think.
Young guy, too, so maybe a little bit of upside here. 28 years old.
He's in his prime.
Undrafted out, 7th-round pick out of BYU. We just came in after the signing. We really came in here. 7th-round pick out of BYU in 2021. Had spent some time with the Bears and Falcons, 2 years with the Vikings, and then was with the Cardinals last year. Played,
journeyman.
A little bit more of a limited role, and that's probably what it's going to be in New England. I don't think this is a guy we're going to see on the field a ton, but when they need to stop the run, right? Second and short, third and short, you put him in the middle, and he's going to occupy blockers and do that.
Yeah, early down plays and obvious run situations, goal line, like he'll be in on all that stuff.
Played 229 snaps last year, a career high of 300. I will say I do wonder what this means. Like, your guy Daniel Ekuale plays a little differently, but they're kind of starting to load up a defensive tackle now. Barmore, we'll see. Milton Williams, Tonga. I really would like to see them pick a defensive tackle in this draft, just because of how much talent there is. And I think you draft a guy in the 5th round, the 6th round, you're getting great value for that pick. How many defensive tackles are they going to carry? So I do wonder what this means. Stylistically different player, but Milton Williams plays that style. Barmore plays that style. I wonder what this means for Daniel Ekuale.
Yeah, I think they all complement each other pretty well. And we were talking about it before with Daniel Ekuale. He's really your situational pass rusher for sure. And so, like, he's a guy that you really only want to put out there on third downs. And so I think, bringing in a guy like Tonga, like, I know he's just a Devon Godshaw replacement, but maybe that sort of, frees up the possibility that they don't necessarily have to put Daniel Ekuale in there against, in a running situation. Yep. And so hopefully I do want them to bring Daniel Ekuale back. It was my biggest need of the offseason was bringing back Ekuale. But like if they bring him back and he's just a situational pass rusher, that would be ideal. But hopefully this is a sign that they're not going to necessarily need him, in a 3 downs type of situation.
So again, Khyiris Tonga, 13 games, 22 tackles last year, gets 1 year, $2.7 million from the Patriots. We'll see, and that's total. We'll see what the guaranteed money is and how it breaks down. I don't know that he's necessarily like a lock to make the team. This is not, he doesn't necessarily fit the mold of some typical day one signings, though we've seen a few of those earlier. Didn't Braxton Berrios get like a 1 year, $2 million deal?
Yeah, he was
like remembering correctly.
He was like the 5th guy the whole day that get posted, and it was like a 1 year deal.
So we'll see what happens. But look, the Patriots, they need to be better against the run, even just situationally. Tonga, is he ultimately going to fix all their issues against the run? No. They needed a player with that body type, with that skill set that they can plug in the middle of the defense when needed, and now they have that guy. So, and again, it just continues that theme: defense, defense, defense.
Yeah, well, look, I know he's not a lock because of like the money. 1 year, $2 million, like that's no lock to make the team. But I think the fact that he plays nose tackle, that sort of specialized role, like I sort of liken it to if they signed a kicker or something. Like, I think he as a 1 year low level signing, he has a better chance than say they signed like another receiver for 1 year, $1.5 million, and he's like way down in the depth chart. I think he plays that specialized role that they're gonna need, and so I feel like he's the leader in the clubhouse for that right now.
So there you go. Like I don't want to wrap the day up because last year they made a bunch of moves at like 8 o'clock, but literally Dolloff was getting ready to go home, stood up out of his chair, and I'm like, wait. You got to record another video. They signed Tonga. So
I was like, all right, I think we could go remote the rest of the day. We could take it easy. The big moves are done. It's all over. I stand up from my chair. Rap sheet. Khyiris Tonga.
So, I don't want to too much wrap the day up, but it is 5 o'clock here as we're recording this, and it does feel like for the first day, they addressed the defense. They addressed the middle of the field. They addressed the front. Like, they definitely, the themes that we thought they were going to hit on, maybe not quite as much on the offensive line. Was there going to be a guard in there? Patrick McCarry signs elsewhere. Some of the other guards they'd been linked to signed elsewhere, but you can get a guard in the draft.
There's still nothing on Cam Robinson.
Still nothing on Cam
and
Robinson.
That's another guy he has Patriots connections with Doug Marrone, So, I mean, I'm still holding out hope.
Yeah, the book's still open, and we'll see. But as we sit here 5 o'clock on Monday, 5 hours after the window opened, Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, Carlton Davis, Milton Williams, Khyiris Tonga, and Morgan Moses on offense. I'm not saying it's a bad day. I think they had a solid day. It's not 2021, and I didn't expect it to be 2021, but it feels like they've had a solid day, and I would say an unsurprising day. I think they hit, given who was available, they more or less hit the notes we expected them to hit.
Honestly, I prefer a day like this over 2021. I feel like 2021 was just like throw money at whoever's out there. This feels like it was more selective, and like Milton Williams, for instance, was a guy they targeted. They really wanted, so they came over the top at the last second, say, we're going to go over the top and extend ourselves for this guy. We're not going to extend ourselves for absolutely everybody. And look, I wish they did that for Chris Godwin. It sounds like they tried. I feel like they're the team that maybe offered him that 4th year. But yeah, I'm okay with them going selectively aggressive on guys they really, really want, and then filling in the other spots with guys that they know can play roles for them, and they don't necessarily have to break the bank. I'd take a day like this over what they did in 2021.
So we'll see if they add anything more for today or tomorrow to stay on top of all of it. We'll have more of these reaction videos on the Sports Hub YouTube page, also the Patriots Hub podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're posting the audio versions as well. And then, of course, online, 985thesportshub.com. And then the special off-season website, offseason.985thesportshub.com, including our free agency tracker where you can stay up to date. Even if social media networks are down, we're still finding a way to stay on top of it. So throughout later today and then into Tuesday morning and throughout the week, we'll have you posted there. So until the next move, for Matt Dolloff, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for tuning in.